It's summertime in Texas, and we've got to figure out something to do about the heat on the inside of this car. We're going to look at the retractable sunshade from EVBase. We've got another product review from our friends at EVBase. This time around, they sent us something that in Texas summertime is going to be a big improvement. It's a retractable sunshade for the glass roof of this Tesla Model 3. They also make it for the Tesla Model Y, and if at the end of this video you're interested in picking one up, the link will be down in the description. If you enter the promo code SPINNER, you'll receive an additional 20% off of your purchase of anything on their website. Now, why would we want to have a sunshade on this big glass roof? Well, a lot of people say, I don't want to get a black Tesla in Texas. Well, I'll tell you what, the whole top of the car, except for the hood, is black because of this tinted glass window right here on the roof. It's beautiful to have. It's nice, it's scenic, it makes the car feel open, but in extreme heat like we get here in the summer, it warms up the car a lot while it's sitting. So you either get extreme temperatures in the car while it's sitting, or you run cabin overheat protection and run your battery down while you're parked. One of the two. So this sunshade should hopefully mitigate that.
So we learned our lesson with the Fiat. We don't have a garage here, so we really need to mitigate the heat getting into the car. We need to mitigate that greenhouse effect so that we don't have so much power going to trying to cool off the interior of the vehicle. So we did have ceramic tint put on the car as an aftermarket option, and we also use a reflective sunshade in the windshield whenever we're parked.
So that was also one of the first things that we did for our Tesla, was we got the ceramic tint on the windows, and we got the same sunshade for the windshield that we have for our Fiat and for our Bolt. But when it came to tinting the roof, we only had the ceramic tint put up about halfway on this back glass. If you look at some of our videos, you can see that line, and that's what caused it, is as far as we took the tint, because we still wanted to be able to see out of the roof. Well, the roof allows a lot of heat to come in, and that's where this EVBase sunshade is going to come in. Now let's unbox the EVBase sunshade and show you what is in the kit.
So this is the box that EVBase sent us. It has the vehicle sunroof sunshade in it. Let's go ahead and open it up. All right, so this piece is a trim piece that'll go over the top of the hardware. Move that off to the side. This is the shade itself. I think it looks like it comes in two pieces because there's two pieces of glass that have to be covered. So you can see how that rolls and unrolls. Looks pretty nice. It comes with this bag that's got some stuff in it. Let's see what we have inside. We've got some gloves. These are not latex gloves. These are like a fabric type of glove. So I guess you wear that so you don't get fingerprints on your glass. This is some screws. And we have some spacers. They look like they have some adhesive on them. And then they gave us this cute little screwdriver as well.
I had intended on putting in a step-by-step installation into this video, but I'll just show you a few clips because most of the footage didn't come out very well. I will say that because of other videos that I had watched, I expected it to be an easier installation than it was. And while the installation was simple, there were some things that were a little difficult for me. They required a little bit more extra exertion, and there were a few things that made it a little longer. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to the EVBase installation video down in my description so you can see the installation done the right way. The frames and the trim pieces are labeled front and back, and they have arrows pointing which direction that they would go. And while the EVBase installation video is very clear on which way the arrows are supposed to point, the frame said front and had the arrow pointing to the rear of the car, but the trim piece for the front had the arrow pointing to the front of the car. That wasn't intuitive to me. Had I watched the video right before I did the installation, I would have gotten it, but I didn't. I just assumed that the arrow pointed to the front, and so I put the frame in backwards and had to uninstall it and reinstall it. The tolerances are very tight on some of these things, that they sticks in with tabs that go in between the trim piece and the glass, and in some places it's very tight. It's best for you to come in at a diagonal angle rather than going straight in. It's easier that way. It goes in a lot easier if you come in at that diagonal. It really is helpful if you have another person to help you on the rear, because there's a crossbar piece that you need to attach to the main frame of the shade, and we really needed extra hands on that. So I wouldn't recommend this as a one-person install. Do you have anything you want to add about the installation process?
Yeah, overall, it was simple. It looks like it's well designed. It's designed to fit the car exactly, and it looks good when it's in. And you know, like you said, the instructions were clear. We just didn't look at them closely enough, and we made a couple of errors trying to put in. Plus, it's very hard to film inside the car. The angles didn't come out good, so sorry about that. But yeah, the EVBase video is really good. Watch that, and we'll show you how the having the installation affected the heat in the car.
One of the things that I want to comment on is that the fabric on this thing, from the shade, the trim piece, the design of the pattern, is very similar to the design of, I guess, what you'd call the headliner. It's not really a headliner because it's only on this bar here. It matches. It's the right color. It's a very similar pattern. It looks like this shade belongs on the car. After we installed this sunshade, we went on a long road trip, a little over 1,400 miles into Missouri, going through Texas and Oklahoma on the way. And the entire time on that first day of the trip, the temperature never really got out of the 90s while we were driving. But with the sunshade installed and with the sunshade closed, the air conditioner was not working nearly as hard as it had been on our previous road trip with this car to Amarillo, also in the summertime. As a result, our efficiency improved, and you'll see those efficiency numbers on the video, but it was just a hair's breadth under 4 miles per kilowatt hour. I think it was like 253 or 254 watt hours per mile. So we did have improved efficiency while driving the car with this sunshade in. If you would like to purchase one for your Tesla, whether it's a Model 3 or a Model Y, you can go down to the link that I have in the description. If you enter the promo code SPINNER, you'll receive an additional 20% off of your purchase, and that is the sunshade from EVBase. This is the retractable sunshade that they offer. They also have one that you can just pop in and take out when you feel like it. So if you're interested in that, check out the link. We've got more videos coming up. Be sure to subscribe. We're in the middle of putting up our road trip videos of that one that I just talked about. We'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.